He said, "You're not afraid to die, and there's no money can purchase you. You are the dangerous person."
Wow.
And that's what the Candace is. She's not afraid to die, and there's no money can purchase this woman. And that's exactly what this man told me 4 years ago.
Guys, thanks for coming on back to the show. That was Inesa from Nesa's Hemp talking about Candace Owens and the war being waged against her. Candace can't be bought, and neither can Inesa. And by the way, as someone who grew up in a communist hellhole, Inesa knows the absolute truth about Bolsheviks and Bolshevik revolutions, and we're mighty close to one in our own country. And just a quick note to Tim Pool. Tim, you're dangerously close to acting like a Bolshevik lately. Because you know what? Truth doesn't matter to Bolsheviks. Before we start this one, just a quick word about a wonderful sponsor. As we wrap up 2025, it's a good time to slow down and reflect on the year. If there's one thing we've all learned, it's that uncertainty isn't temporary. It's the world in which we live now. As many have said, hope is not a strategy. For over a decade, my friends at Noble Gold Investments have helped Americans protect themselves and the people they love by diversifying their wealth with gold and silver. Look, no one knows what 2026 will bring, but one thing's for sure. In an uncertain world, real wealth isn't digital. It's physical, lasting, and it's in your hand. So when you're sitting around the table this holiday season surrounded by family, remember the best gift you can give isn't under the tree, it's peace of mind. And that's what Noble Gold delivers, peace of mind, 1 ounce at a time. And this holiday season, when you open a qualified account with Noble Gold Investments, you'll receive 10 1-ounce commemorative silver holiday coins, each beautifully designed with a snowman and a warm season's greetings engraving. These limited edition silver coins make thoughtful gifts, and they're worth double what they were just a year ago. Before the year ends, take one smart step toward a safer future. Visit Noble Gold Investments and get your free wealth protection kit today. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Don't leave your future to chance. The link is below. Hey friends, welcome back. Thanks so much for being here. Sean from SGT Report. Friends, as I've been saying, Candace's show has become appointment viewing at my house. So judge for yourself. Don't let others do your thinking for you. We're going to play a clip of a bombshell, an absolute bombshell that Candace dropped on December 3rd, the evening of December 3rd. And I'm telling you guys, as this one airs, she'll have a new one out, and I'm going to have to break that one down too. Let me introduce my guest. It is the absolutely lovely Inesa from Nesa's Hemp. She was born in Lithuania, so she was born into communism. She knows a thing or two about the Bolsheviks. And here she is. Told you she was lovely. Nesa, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me here today. And I'm just very, very blessed to serve American people, which is I'm American myself, and American land. The freedom that we losing today, but I'm beyond grateful because I wouldn't be sitting in this chair today if it wasn't for the freedom that we all desire.
Well, God bless you. And I just want to show your website. You've come on as a recent sponsor, so I wanted to get you on because I want to thank you for that. But in addition to that, I want people to know not all CBD oil is created equal. There's something called CBDA, and we will talk about it in this broadcast, absolutely, because our health is our wealth. Now, I want to play this clip because, as it turns out, the lovely Nesa has been watching Candace on a nightly basis, and I continue to say this is the biggest story in the world. Why is it being ignored by the likes of Drudge Report, Gateway Pundit, even InfoWars, Zero Hedge? They're ignoring this stuff, and so is our own government. They will not address Candace's charges, allegations that the Macrons have taken out a hit on her life and transferred $1.5 million to engage the assassins to murder Candace Owens. Our government is silent about this, and I find that to be absolutely repulsive. Before I play this clip, Ness, I'm coming back to you. You've been following Candace. I just absolutely love to hear that.
Yes, I think I always been a big fan of a woman that speaks so strongly, and we all need to be very polite to each other, but I always say I can't handle bullshit. And I'm so sorry. I'm always very blunt, not because I try to hurt you, but like even other people, I said, if I don't look nice, just tell me, Inesa, you don't look good today. I want to know the truth. I don't need sugarcoat. I don't need to be sugarcoated. The reason why, because more the truth I know, if it's me, my life, my relationships, whatever, or politics, then better I can set my expectations and function in this world. And the reason I been noticing her, she's very boldly like expressing her opinion without filters, right? And a lot of people still like would place the filters in between, and I don't believe she does, you know. And where she got my attention the most lately, when the big event happened with Charlie Kirk, sadly, what happened there before even President Trump announced that he was officially, dead, and when I saw within the same day, before we even knew he was like, we were still like within the hour, we didn't know exactly what was going on. I already knew something was wrong. I was doing nails that day. I was literally listening what's going on. People texting me because I supposed to go actually on one of the tours and also connect with Charlie. And I was like, something isn't right. This President Trump got shot in public. Now this is like it's kind of repeating the same pattern. I don't know where it's coming from, but it didn't stick with me. So what happened next is when Erica specifically was first time speaking about what happened to her husband and her family. I personally, that moment was crying more and I was shaking and I was participating in so much of different emotions inside of me where it, why this woman doesn't feel the same way or what's going on. Like that was another trigger. And when the starts talking about Candace, like she starts talking about what she thinks and she sees, is like, oh my gosh, this woman kind of is confirming what I've been feeling from the hours the whole event happened, a couple of months ago. So I think she got my attention much more lately because I'm very much also very bold. I'm very straightforward and I want others to be the same. But I've been following her a lot lately, to be honest, because for that specific reason, I feel like she's speaking the truth. There's no filters in between, and we gotta do something to support this woman.
1,000%. And I want to play this clip because, as I noted in a recent tweet directed to the folks at TPUSA, innocence is very easy to defend. So the fact that they are really upset about all the questions she's asking and they're not providing any adequate answers is really extremely suspicious. And she dropped a bomb on the December 3rd show. Let me play this clip. Guys, who you're seeing here on the screen is Blake Neff. He's Charlie's producer, a producer over at the show, and he's been on just about every one of these Turning Point USA shows because they're still profiting from Charlie's YouTube channel. Now, note that they say Candace is evil because she's profiting from Charlie's death by reporting about it, when they themselves raised millions, tens of millions of dollars after Charlie's assassination. It's all gaslighting, and in this attempt at more gaslighting from Blake Neff, I want you to hear Blake's charge and then Candace's response.
Even if not everyone has been named specifically, though, Candace has effectively tarred everyone here with complicity in Charlie's death by repeatedly saying he was, quote, betrayed by, quote, everyone.
Sorry, that was a dream that I had. And it is also a realization that it has been months. People at Turning Point USA are in possession of text messages. And the day before Charlie died, in which he wrote out to you, and not just to people that work at Turning Point USA, but also security guards, that he thought that they were going to kill him tomorrow, explicitly. I find it highly unusual that you wouldn't share that information at all, or that you would sit by and be quiet, or at some points attack people that are trying to explore who they is, because I don't think anybody believes that Charlie thought that a trans furry kid who had never been on UVU's campus was going to kill him tomorrow. And you're silent during moments when people are lying, like Josh Hammer, when he said, hey, this never happened, Charlie never blinked on Israel, makes you all look very, very suspicious. Lies are only necessary, okay, when you are covering something. And if you are covering the truth, you are betraying Charlie. So I stand by that. Let's keep going.
All right. I highly recommend everybody watch the beginning of this broadcast, because for those who have not been following Candace on a nightly basis, as my wife and I have been doing, you're getting your information, if you're getting it at all, from X and from the naysayers who are begging you not to listen to this woman. I will leave the link below. Nessa, I'm coming back to you. I said to my wife last night, I can feel the truth of Jesus Christ resonating through this woman. I honestly do. I think this is something divine, in my opinion, is happening here because she is truly a beacon for truth, and truth is easy to defend. Lies are where it gets sticky, Nessa.
No, it's as you're speaking, I literally have a goosebumps right now, and I feel the Holy Spirit all over me. I have so much thought into this, and I just want to say that one thing. If somebody still questions this woman or her intentions, and especially if our higher up the government says, hey, don't listen to her, she's a scam. I always been teaching everybody in my family, my little sister. I said, if they told you don't listen, that means you listen. If they told you listen, that means you don't listen. You always do opposite as they ask you to do. If they told you get COVID shot, that means you don't. If you told you do not get COVID shot, that means you do. That means something. You see what I'm saying? It's always whatever they're forcing on you, it has to be opposite. So for me, when they say don't listen to her, it's like, why? Why? That's all. For me, it's always why. Because this woman is speaking the fear through the Christ. She has no fear, and the fear is not controlling her, and she's pushing forward. And they're terrified right now because the first agenda didn't work out well. They didn't expect this whole thing to come out. And now that they think he did came out, the people are very well aware what's going on. At this point, too many, right? Now they don't know what to do. If this person is gonna go down right now, if something happens to her, does become loud and clear.
Oh, that's right. 100%. In fact, when she accepted the challenge, and I think it was a challenge ignorantly laid out by Blake Neff and the attorneys, whoever wrote that statement, saying that if she wants to come on to address her concerns and her questions, she immediately said challenge accepted because she is a beacon of truth and their lies are not going to stand up to the scrutiny. And I just want to play a little bit more from her because she continues to take the slings and arrows that are chucked her way when all she wants to do is be Charlie's David and find out who actually assassinated him. And before I play this clip, Ness, I'm coming back to you. Don't you find it fascinating that her charge, the allegation from Candace Owens, with evidence provided, evidently, that she got from a whistleblower, a high-ranking government official in France, told Candace that the Macrons have taken out a hit on her life, and they transferred something like $1.5 million for which she has been given the receipts. She gave that information to the U.S. government, and there has been nothing but crickets from the U.S. government. Now, let that sink in, folks. Nessa, address that for me. How is that possible? Because the easiest thing in the world to do for the U.S. government would be to say, she's a crackpot. We've looked into this. It is absolute slanderous, what she's saying about the Macrons, and she should be locked away in an institution. They're not saying that. They're not denying it, but they refuse to address it, Nessa. And the silence is absolutely deafening as the world is watching.
100%. I also feel like they testing her out how much she's going to be able to push forward. And I think they also what they're doing, keep in mind they recognizing who's following her, right? So they can also create a different algorithms and everything towards these people to shift their minds into something different. So they're collecting the data of people like who's following her, who's listening her. So their algorithms can be shifted in a different agendas. So the Google can give them different information, the ChatGPT and all this stuff, right? So they're collecting us right now, the data, not just on her, but also her audience. So when anything like this ever happens again, they got us already locked into the box of certain whatever requirements and tools how to deal with these masses.
Yeah.
It's not, I feel like they keep dropping little bombs on her because they think she's so bold and she's keep coming forward. The more you throw on her, stronger she becomes. So, and I feel like, look, in reality is we both know if they want to kill any of us right now, they will do it like this. They literally gonna send a little robot that is size of the ants into your house, and you're gonna be done. Literally, the technology we have is not even normal. It's never been told to American people the technology we have. It's beyond, we've been having this technology for 50, 60 years as minimum. So the technology been represented to American people that we have, it's actually what we had 100 years ago. Okay. That doesn't mean what we have. We have very advanced technology. So that being said, if they really want to get rid of us, this is just my opinion. They could just do it in a heartbeat. Like, it's so easy. It's literally, they have these bees and flies, and they come in your house and just sniper kill you and poison you, whatever. It's crazy technology. Yeah. But I feel like they're doing that because they kind of getting the information, just like a COVID. It was a practice. What people do on a massive pandemic. Let's figure out who's school, how they act, so they prep for the next one. They know what to expect from us. You see what I'm saying? So they collect the data, and based on the data, you're prepping for your final step. You do the little exercise, right? Just like marketing, just like business, just like everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Just like trials, medical trials. Like, they do all these trials, and then they decided to do on a human, or a lot of times they do on humans. They don't tell us. They told us they did on the rats. So you see, before they publish, like, they have to trial it out. So I feel like they also trialing not just her, but also her audience. And who are these people? Because these people need to be in a separate box. No, just like we need to mark them. All of us are marked in the databases, period. Like, all of us. Somehow we have these little codes under us. Which one is a threat? Which one is a higher threat? So, and we know the digital is coming here. The mark of the beast is coming. And they will need to put us in a certain box with the certain tools.
Yeah. And in fact, as it pertains to Candace, though, I think that the genie's out of the bottle, and I don't know how they're going to reverse this. And I'm talking about the governments, because what she's been exposing is corruption at the highest levels of the French government. Certainly the Israeli government, if they were involved, and evidently there were 12 or 13 Israeli phones on the ground at Utah University when Charlie was assassinated. And the folks over at TPUSA, when asked about the military jets from Egypt that were on the ground in Provo, they say that's beneath them to even address it. It's beneath their contempt to even address why those military jets were there, when, if they were concerned at all about Charlie's assassination and who'd done it, you'd think they'd want to know, why were there two Egyptian military jets shadowing TPUSA events, not just that day, but going back several years. But they don't seem to care. And instead, what they do is they gaslight their audience on Charlie's YouTube channel by saying stuff like this.
She's using these falsehoods to enrich herself while dividing the conservative movement at an absolutely critical time for this country.
I have to applaud that audacity. I have to applaud it. You do. You have to applaud it. These, excuse me here, but like, I'm trying not to swear. These men, okay, this company, these amazing lads over here have the audacity to accuse me of enriching myself when they were out there selling t-shirts, okay, of what Charlie died in, to enrich themselves. Were they giving those t-shirts away for free at the Staples Centers? No, they were selling kit of what Charlie died in to the tune of $80 million plus that they made in the first 3 weeks, okay? They made their entire budget for the year in the first couple of weeks following Charlie's assassination. And they are attacking me with zero proof that I've made a single dollar off of Charlie's assassination. I did not sell a cup. I did not sell a mug, okay? All I did was do what I already do for a living, okay? I podcast and I investigate things. I investigate things that I feel passionate about. Sometimes it's Kamala's genealogy, when she's saying she wants to be the president and things aren't making sense, and I sense that she is lying. Sometimes it's Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds when they tried to destroy a man's life who's not even on my quote unquote political team. Sometimes it's Brigitte and why we are colluding with nations to cover the obvious fact that Brigitte was born a male. And this time it's personal and it's you. Do you want to know what all of these investigations have in common? liars who lie and think that the public is too stupid to see through their lies. That is how we got into this. Okay? I did not sell anything. You did that. You guys did that. You guys continued to do that. You guys wanted to just move on and to grift off of Charlie's legacy. I dedicated myself to figuring out who murdered him.
All right, I'm going to pause it there. And I think what's so stunning, Nesa, is the fact that they wanted us to just digest the Fed slop. That's what Candace calls it. The Fed slop, like we're pigs at the trough. Just accept the Fed slop from Kash Patel and go back to sleep, folks. Nothing to see here. It was a lone gunman, just like 1963. But unlike 1963, Nesa, we don't have to wait 7 years for the Zapruder film. And people all over the world are helping Candace in this investigation because we all know we're being lied to. And I think it's a beautiful thing. It might be the one thing that saves this world, to be honest with you.
100%. I'm really plugging you for speaking about this, and actually, it's my first time I'm allowed to speak about this. So I'm like, this
Good.
is freaking awesome. And uh, she just reminded me of something. About 4 years ago, I was actually invited by a very powerful man that is very well known in the cancer industry, holistic cancer industry. He's actually even been filmed in a documentary. It's called Truth About Cancer. I'm not saying this organization, Truth About Cancer, is bad or Charlene or any of these people. I'm just saying that he was one of the people he got interviewed in that documentary. So he's very, very well-known person. And I had to fly to meet him in North Carolina. And what happened after he asked me to sell my soul?
Mm.
After 3 days of this grooming process, where the whole hotel was set up and FBI agents were involved, human trafficking on my floor was involved, and after I rejected the deal, there was very large amount of dollars and over $100 million. He got really upset in me, and he told me, he said, the reason I always liked you, because I knew you're very powerful. But he said, but now I realized you're also very dangerous.
Oh
And I
my.
said, I asked him why. Because he clearly stated he lost his game for those 3 days with me, but he said he's gonna keep his eye on me, right? So, and I said, why? Why do you think, and I said his name, I said, why do you think I'm dangerous? Like at that point, we're like both fighting it, right? In a Capitol grill. So he said, you're not afraid to die, and there's no money can purchase you. You are the dangerous person.
Wow.
And that's what the Candace is. She's not afraid to die, and there's no money can purchase this woman. And that's exactly what this man told me 4 years ago. After I told him no for his first $170 million check to sell my soul and to be a puppet and to be the face for one of organizations and to do the nonsense they wanted me to do.
That is powerful. That is powerful testimony, firsthand testimony that they do try to buy people. And when they can't buy you, they will try to destroy you. Character assassination. That's the name of the game. So that's what's going on here. And then when they can't destroy your character and people still follow you and pay attention to you because they can tell that there is light shining from you that is truthful, then they try to kill you. And that's what they're doing to Candace. And our government won't address the fact that she's alleged the Macrons have literally hired assassins, a male and a female, how scary is that, to whack her. And our government is completely silent. And I got to tell you, let me just play a clip for you. I don't know if you've seen this, but I think this is very, very telling too, as it pertains to the Fed slop. I'm going to
I think the
minimize.
government didn't expect this for them to deal with this. I think they thought we're just gonna buy in whatever happened that day with Charlie. And they didn't expect this. I think it's kind of delaying their plans a little bit at the moment, to be honest with you.
This is a big monkey wrench in the plan
Mhm.
to keep humanity sound asleep. I want to play this for you because I don't know if you've seen this. By the way, the bombshell that Candace dropped on December 3rd is that Charlie literally emailed these people or texted them that he was concerned they would kill him tomorrow. Okay, that's never come out before. She's never let that out before. And I know she's so cagey and so smart and so strategic. She has other nuggets of truth that she has yet to drop because she loves catching these people in their lies. So let me show you this. Nesa, remember when the great Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, said, we got our perp, Tyler Robinson, and it just took us 33 short hours? 33 hours. That's all it took us. 33 hours. Don't know why he picked that number and kept saying it, but this is how he tagged out that press conference.
Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Okay, so now another nugget, another bomb, another truth bomb dropped by Candace. Now, just keep in mind, guys, what you just heard coming out of Cash's mouth, I'll see you in Valhalla, that was said within a week of Charlie's assassination. Curious. Watch this.
That joint exercise took place in Minnesota at Camp Ripley, and that ran just for a couple of days until August 27th, and that was known as Operation Valhalla.
Okay, so make that make sense. You know, as I posited to my friend Dr. Rima Lebeau, Nesa, what are the statistical odds that that's just a coincidence? That Kash Patel said, I will see you in Valhalla, when an operation in Minnesota, including French legionnaires who Candace claims were on the ground the day Charlie was assassinated, an operation with French legionnaires and U.S. Marines in Minnesota just 2 weeks before Charlie was killed, called Operation Valhalla. Does that give you goosebumps, or am I just crazy here?
I have goosebumps actually. And I think the people, if they don't see it right now, what's going on, especially what you just said, putting those two together, which is so easy to see it, right? They have their aura and the toxins has to be controlling them. There's no way, because the conscious picks this up. Like, you see those things. It's a natural human instinct to be intelligent. It's not just the Candace, she comes and she speaks her truth, right? Or you do it a very great job. But like, I feel like it's so screaming the truth, where it's so screaming the truth. Like, this is like, there's no questions asked. Just this fact alone, I have another 1,000 that's kind of always, I'm thinking doesn't make sense. I mean, should people be concerned about it? But this is like loud and clear at this point. Yes, there's no, and 33 is a very interesting number. Isn't it Jesus died when he was 33, if I'm missing something? And then 33 is also, isn't something related of when you're 33rd Mason? And
yes, that's right. Freemasons. It's a favorite number. It's a favorite number they like to use in the mainstream media too. Remember during COVID, they would talk about 33 people dying in Philadelphia, 33 people dying, like all over the country. It was always 33. They love it.
They love it because it's their code language, and it's the code language. There's a lot going on there. So I have been also approached by these people, and again, I get it. For me, it's so loud and clear to see it. I'm very proud of this woman. Anything I can do to support her. I wish one day she can allow me to speak the truth on my things that I investigated and agendas. I seen it, and it's been hitting for humanity, and the people are struggling today until today. And but I know she's a very busy woman, so she doesn't have time for another, the truth. She gotta do what she gotta do, and we gotta support her, whatever she needs to do.
Yeah, and I'll just say one other thing too regarding the people, her detractors that are all over X, and people like Ashton Forbes, people like Insurrection Barbie, Steven Crowder, Tim Pool. Yeah. Look at the quote up here. She is an effing scumbag, and she's getting worse every day, end quote. Because anybody saying that is not only gaslighting their audience, they're a liar. And I think they're a liar that bent the knee, probably for 30 pieces of silver. Listen.
It's Hugh. He says, Tim, I work in construction and experienced the same thing. My coworkers are all in on the Charlie Kirk conspiracies. If the Republicans lose in the midterms, I believe that Candace Owens is wholly responsible. She is one of the biggest podcasts on the right, doing everything to go to war with the organization that helped get Trump elected. Turning Point specifically was going out and registering people to vote.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. I've never liked this guy. He gets to be on YouTube unthrottled. He gets to be on X unthrottled. Meanwhile, I got kicked off YouTube in 2020 with 640,000 subs. He flourishes. I'm totally throttled on X. He flourishes.
28, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest, retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
Because they killed Charlie Kirk in broad daylight, and we don't care about your stupid midterms. We just don't care. Like, they really, this is how they view Charlie Kirk. That's why I say, was anything in his life real? Tim Pool is going off right now because he's like, it's not the time. You guys need to be mules. You need to keep voting in the very corrupt people that are lying to your faces right now about what happened to Charlie Kirk. It is not the time because it is your job to get people into office. This is what I mean when I suggest that nothing in Charlie Kirk's life was real. So he really thinks he's doing something there. And actually what he's doing is proving my point. These people just saw Charlie as a means to an end, okay? As a political horse that they could ride. And so for whatever reason, they got tired riding him. And now they're angry because they also were going to whip the horse, the ghost of Charlie Kirk, and say, we still need you to shore up votes. And it is inconvenient that people who actually cared about Charlie and saw him as a, I don't know, human being, want to know why he was publicly executed in front of us and why we're being lied to about everything. That is why Tim Pool is upset, because midterms, it's going to be my fault, not the fault of the feds for feeding us BS. It's not going to be the fault of Turning Point USA for lying and thinking that they're brighter than us and seemingly not caring about the investigation. It's not going to be the fault of, I don't know, maybe actual politicians like Donald Trump, who's the president of the United States, and look us in the face and said, are we still talking about the Epstein files? No, that's not his fault. The fault is Candace Owens for wanting to figure out who murdered her friend. Don't you guys get it? Like, we're just an algorithm. Why do you care so much about humans? Like, why are you a human? Like, if somebody in your family dies, you need to focus on midterms. Okay? That is the point of a Tim Pool show. It doesn't matter what you are going through at home. I want you guys to hear this, okay? I don't care if you have family members that are dying, family members who have died, if you have children that you care about and you maybe don't want to live in a world that's run by pedophiles. You need to put that all aside and vote for whoever the hell Tim Pool tells you to vote for. I just want to platform that idea. I think obviously there's something wrong with me, and Tim Pool's got it figured out. His soul seems like it's really intact and it's not for sale at all.
Now, this is such an example of gaslighting, Nesa. Yes, that's true about TPUSA under Charlie Kirk. It has been hijacked by a Zionist entity, and that is the very point of Candace's investigation. In addition to that, who actually murdered Charlie Kirk? Nobody seems to care. And guess what? If the Republicans lose the midterms, that's as much on Trump as it is on Candace, because Trump refuses to investigate what actually happened to Charlie Kirk. And I'm telling you, it was not a lone gunman. I'm so sick and tired of this gaslighting. These people, like Tim Pool, they're showing us exactly who they are, in my opinion, Nesa.
They're not just showing who they are, but it's also, I feel like it's another agenda to be part of this. And this is why, because this is where it does not make sense to me at all in any category, if it's politics or Charlie or whatever we're talking about, or health. Then even if it's 5 people from millions screaming, say, I do have a different opinion on this fact. And if that fact somehow can save humanity or make something better, whatever the situation is, like at this point, we can possibly discover who really killed him, right? We can possibly discover what really happened here. And especially in such a big event, it's like it's a worldwide news, right? What happened to him. And if even one person raises a hand in the room, just like when you get married, this is the one person says, you think you don't agree that this couple should get married today in front of God. The one person raises the hand. We need to all be concerned about it. Right now, she's no longer raising the hand. She's stating facts and she's begging to do fact checking and go talk live and do whatever. Like, she is on it. And it's no longer just ignorance. It's the other people jumping to say she is crazy. Stop. It's all Republican, it's all Democrat. And why this person who speaks the truth so much, or he's saying he is speaking the truth and exposing the truth, why they say, let's go fact check. Let's have a conference for 3 days where all of us gonna sit in the room live. Every area. Let's bring Cash Patel. Let's bring Candace. Let's bring this. And all of them sit in a room live. No editing, live. And allow every person to watch. You know what I don't like about news? I literally, my mother another day turned the news on my TV in my living room. I went absolutely crazy. Last time I watched TV, I was 12. And I'm 38 today, by the way, so it's been a long time. On the news, when the war was going on or started, it's still going on between Russia and Ukraine, you never listen the other president's side. You always listen what they edited and what they told you. I don't want to know what you're telling me. I want everybody to go on live stream and I want to make my own decision because I'm so sorry. I have my critical thinking. Okay? And I can make my own decision by sensing and feeling. When people speak, they create a certain vibration. If you speak the truth, that truth creates vibration. That vibration penetrates within in people. It's the truth vibration. It's a certain frequency comes out of you when you speak the truth. And when you lie, there's another vibration comes in where people don't resonate so well. And they're afraid for these vibrations for people to hit. That's why they never put you like lives, right? Because people are going to start picking up themselves. At that point, you don't have to tell, you should think about this person this way. You should don't believe it's going to be Republicans and Democrats. No. At that point, you can't control it. And it becomes much bigger problem than what we have right now, or for these people specifically. So for me, it's like, okay, if she's saying what she's saying, let's fact check. Let's sit down. It's a big problem. What just happened here? It's a worldwide problem that should get addressed as soon as possible. Let's put these people in the room on the live stream and allow American people to decide what happened here. This event never happened. We just have presidentials, or whatever, like once in 4 years when they debate for 2 hours and they still half edited. No, allow them to watch for 2 hours. Those people are serving our country. If it's a news channel, allow the CNN and the Fox News sit down and fact check everything. I'm sick and tired how everybody tells you what to think. Everybody. War started between Ukraine and Russia, and they're telling us Ukrainian president told us this, and Russian president told us this, and this president said this. No, put those two presidents on a live stream. And when they say we did this law, we passed the law, no, go back to the law, screen share, where is the law, based, whatever it's the law in Constitution, where is these laws? Don't tell me the law exists. People not gonna go look for it. You made them lazy for a reason. So what I'm trying to say, when you say there's a law, go fact check and show me that law. Screen share, live. Let's put all of them together. You guys serving us. You're serving our country. You're serving our health. The people drives me nuts where people lose their minds. They keep listening. I should listen to this person. No, you should listen. You should go and figure out yourself and listen to yourself, everybody. Just
That's
the way
right.
I investigating cannabis industry. I did not care what everybody said. I did not care what the marketing materials. I didn't care about from the moment I discovered there was something not right going on. I went deep investigating and I flew and I met everybody. Yes, we don't have a right to we have a right, but we don't have time and finances to fly around the country and investigate and talk to candidates and talk to presidents and talk to everybody. But you know what? We have a right to ask our government and our news. Be done with your subscriptions. Be done. Put everybody together. We want to listen what's going on. We want to make our own minds and show us the facts. Don't tell me. Show me.
Sorry for the quick break. We all know we're under attack, and not just from the air we breathe or the food we eat. We're being exposed to mRNA technology, injected into the food supply, spreading through shedding, and now 5G radiation saturating our environments with frequencies we still don't fully understand. These threats disrupt our biology at a cellular level, weakening immunity, inflaming our systems, and damaging our gut, the control center of our health. That's why I take Kamichi 1 from Bright Core Nutrition. Each capsule is packed with over 900 strains of probiotics, live enzymes, and antioxidants to help flush out toxins, rebuild gut balance, and fortify your immune system against the daily assault. Komichi 1 is all natural and 100% made in the USA by a company that truly cares about your health and freedom. So if you want to defend your body naturally, this is where to start. Right now, exclusively for my viewers, you can get 25% off Komichi 1 by using code SGT at mybrightcore.com/SGT. Or, better yet, call 888-688-0642 for up to 50% off, free shipping, only when you call. The link and information is below.
We want to listen what's going on. We want to make our own minds and show us the facts. Don't tell me, show me.
Oh, that's right. And I keep saying, folks, if you're not listening to Candace, then you really have no right to wade into this briar patch, okay? Because you're letting others do your thinking for you. If you've come to the conclusion that Candace is nuts, but you haven't been watching and listening, then you're letting others do your thinking for you. And I'll say one last thing, and we'll move on here. What I think is so repulsive about Tim Pool as a human being to say what he just said regarding Candace and her responsibility regarding the midterms. Wait a minute. All she's doing is saying, hey, one of these two things happened. Either a lone gunman named Tyler Robinson got up on that roof and shot Charlie Kirk in the neck and got away clean until they caught him and the gun in the woods later, or whatever the hell the story is. Either that happened, or it appears to her it was a multi-state military operation involving Egypt, Israel, France, and the United States. And guess what? The receipts she has shared to date make that a lot more plausible than a lone gunman named Tyler Robinson. Tim Pool, you frickin' liar. So stop bending. Oh, by the way, that brings me to another point. Do you know that Tim Pool got a private one-on-one meeting, a closed-door meeting with Bibi Netanyahu? This was just a few months ago. So all of these people have bent the knee, and I will call them out. May history rest lightly upon you, Tim Pool, because you're a Judas, just like Insurrection Barbie and everybody else throwing Candace under the bus, Nesa.
I'm literally going in goosebumps here. It's crazy. Like, the Holy Spirit is so much with us. I mean, we're losing our country. It's very sad, and it's very few of us speaking right now. And you made a good point. Like, when like people have to go listen both sides. They can't just go make decision because you said, I said, or somebody said. No, always listen. I tell people all the time, guys, I work with cancer people. They get misdiagnosis on cancer that is like a tumor 17 centimeters on their neck, and they get misdiagnosed. And they go to each different doctor, gives them different diagnosis, which should be at that point fact-checking. It's science, right? 101. And now those are two people are talking two different stories, and you see you're just gonna trust one story while you never listen the other person to begin with? Wow.
Yeah.
How are you gonna make decision?
Yeah.
You don't want to make decision for yourself. You just already know. And knowing is the ignorance. When you always think you know everything, then you become ignorant. But again, this country has been designed to be this way, to act this way. It didn't happen just by accident in the last year or during the COVID. It's been happening for the last 20 years as minimum.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I think you're 100% right. And the segue I want to make is regarding what I see as a Bolshevik revolution now unfolding in our country. Now, the Weather Underground under Bill Ayers, a terrorist organization in the 70s, literally said they were infiltrated by Larry Grathwohl, an FBI infiltrator, who sat in on these meetings. The Weather Underground predicted in the future when they took over the U.S. government that they would have to re-educate 20 to 30 million Americans who just couldn't get on board with the communist ways. And those who couldn't be re-educated would have to be slaughtered, eradicated, murdered, killed. Their words. Bill Ayers happened to be, I would say, a life coach to Barry Soetoro, Barack Hussein Obama. So the Bolsheviks are here, folks, and in many cases, they're in charge of our governments. We have Tim Waltz, Tampon Tim, the hardcore criminal, where billions of dollars have gone missing in the state in which I live, Minnesota. Tampon Tim, he's a Bolshevik, folks. And this, according to Ben Tapper, Illinois just handed itself sweeping power over your body and your kids. They can create their own vaccine rules, push any shot they want, and silence anyone who questions them. Governor J.B. Pritzker is a Bolshevik. So, having come from communism, can you just sound the alarm for my audience? Because I tell you firsthand, Nessa, some of these people that I live around in my neighborhood and in my town, they vote for the Bolsheviks because they don't even know what a Bolshevik revolution is, and they don't know what a Bolshevik is. But they vote these people into power repeatedly. Tim Walz is on his second term. The Bolsheviks are here. Just tell people what that means.
I was I was born under communism, right? So I was born and raised in Lithuania. I came here when I was 21, and equal rights. For example, what is the equal rights? I've been under equal rights. What that looks like in Lithuania is the same weather as in Chicago. We have 4 seasons. So when you have a winter and your entire, not a high rise, but like 5-floor building, which is like a couple hundred residents living there, families like myself, of my parents, in winter times, freezing winter times, when the temperature is given for everybody equally at 6 o'clock in the morning, kicks in 60 degrees. And at 9 p.m. starts slowing down and becomes, 55 maybe. So when you get up in the morning as a child and you ask your parents to increase the temperatures in the room because it's freezing and you don't want to dress because it's freezing, you don't want to dress for school, you don't want to dress for anything, you're literally freezing. Your mom can't even help you with that because she's under equal rights and everybody has the same temperature in the house and you must freeze. Or I used to put candles, or my mom, she became creative and she used to use the oven to warm up the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get up and just go. When my mom wanted purchases oranges, they're not just available for everybody. Oh, you wanna? She had to go on Russia, sell shoes on the streets because she couldn't bring the same income in Lithuania, so she had to go outside the country. She handed me my brother and sister. She says, "Do you want a better life?" I says, "I would love to, Mom." She says, "Then I'm not gonna be home." And as a kid, I didn't know what that meant. I just wanted a better life. So she left.
Oh my God.
She left. My brother, it's like, until today, I call them my kids. I mean, they're really not. They're adults, and my sister has a baby, uh, but I raised them because she wasn't there. She was working in a different countries and traveling even in China and doing whatever it takes. Make sure we have the orange. Make sure we can buy banana. Then I was dating a man that was like, Lithuania already was out of communism, but the country was still had so much to recover. I remember I was dating this man and he was pretty influential and whatever, and he had his little, what do you call, status code. So he had the higher whatever, category of access to whatever. And some of the stuff I saw in his cabinets he was eating, I never seen it in my life. I used to see those on TV once in a while. I'm like, I couldn't stop eating it. Like, those things are right now in the gas stations here in America. Seriously, like
Yeah.
kindergarten bars and chocolates and whatever. Those are not that I'm promoting sugar, but I'm saying simple things like electricity, gas, temperatures in your house, equal rights for everybody. Everybody makes the same. Like, why? What's going on? Are you sure that's what you want? No, I personally didn't like it. And when I came in America, I tell this all the time. If people can succeed in this country, you're never going to succeed anywhere else.
Yeah.
This country is absolutely the best country in the world, and we need to do whatever it takes to protect because we are under major spiritual attack at the moment. We always been, but right now it's like the final days where we all in a battle. So I'm very blessed to be here. I love this country. I would die for this country, and America is my home, and I'm very blessed to be here. And I don't want equal rights. I want to have a right to choose how I want to listen. Another day, in the chat, GTP drives me nuts. I wish I was on social media a lot and doing all those things like most people do. I'm really barely present so much on media accounts. I'm so busy behind the scenes doing my work and saving people's lives. So, and so like ChatGPT, I remember ChatGPT some a fact about parasites, or the fact that I know it's a fact that will causes me so much of results, and I help thousands of people to heal around the world, and people fly to see me from all over the world. So, and the ChatGPT says this information doesn't sound to be safe to be shared with you because I don't think you're fact checking the right thing. And I'm like, they just limited how much I can know because they decided for me that's not safe for me, while this is the truth for a fact, because that's how I accomplished success so far and saved thousands of lives.
That's right. You know, I want
Like,
to say something. This is so important. You're right. They're filtering out mechanisms for measuring truth. And I think AI, that's a very slippery slope, again, into people not thinking for themselves. Now, it can be a useful tool for legal documents and things like that. But I just want to remind the audience that the banksters that have turned the entire world into their serfs, essentially, with their fiat printing presses, the people at World Economic Forum like Klaus Schwab, let's forget the second part of what he says. The first part is the important part. You will own nothing. You will own nothing. Okay, UN Agenda 2030, folks, it's not about lifting us all up. It's not about lifting up the third world to first world living standards. It's about reducing first world living standards to that of the third world. Thereby, we're all equal. The equality will be this: you will all be poor and you will own nothing. That's what's going on. And I just want to commend you because, as a business owner and somebody who's kind enough to want to support somebody like me and SGT Report as a sponsor, I really do appreciate you, because getting you on today to see that you're the genuine article, a real person with heart and soul, a thoughtful person, a lovely woman. Tell us a little bit about CBDA. Now, there was a big kick for CBD oil for a long time. That goes back maybe 5, 10 years. CBD oil is kind of new, the new kid on the block in terms of alternative health. Now, CBDA, completely new to me through you. You sent me some. It's really quite delicious, but 1,000 times more potent than CBD. Tell us a little bit how in the world, tell us how you got into this venue. How'd you start this company, Nessa's Hemp? And then tell us about CBDA.
yes, I probably gonna share some information that's very controversial, but I would want everyone fact check me. So I've been already fact checked multiple times by even some attorneys, and they just loved it. They had a major aha moment. So first of all, I am here to serve humanity. And just like this gentleman that I met for 3 days, he said, "You're a dangerous woman because there's nothing I can give you to purchase you, and you're not afraid to die." So he called me idiot anyways, but whatever. He literally says, "You're an idiot. You're a pretty idiot." That's what he said. Um, I'm here always and forever to bring the justice. Whatever the justice is, if it's a health space, right? I'm end up being in a health space for the last 10 years for multiple reasons. That's how God navigated me, but I'm all about the truth. And if I cannot have the truth, I don't need anything else. And I want the exact same for everybody else. So the reason I want the truth is because why my is desire to have the truth, because I've been raised in very strict environments. My mom said, if you're ever gonna lie, I'm gonna take your tongue out. If you're gonna steal, I'm gonna cut your fingers. That was, I feel like, coming from her communism, growing up in the communism, right? It's just like there is no gentle approach to that. Like I was terrified to, not that lie is a good thing, but I was terrified to lie. I was terrified to even think about stealing. I was terrified saying ever no to my mother because and that's totally fine. I mean, she approached us harshly on me, but I grew up as a pretty decent human being where I always worry if I served humanity the right way. So anything I see it's incorrect, it pisses me off. For real. Like it just creates the nonsense in me where I'm going crazy how much I want to fix it. And when I came in America, I did not came here because I was planning to accomplish my American dream. I was a hard worker back home and I had a pretty decent life. I was working really hard to accomplish my dreams, and I did really well for 21-year-old in Lithuania. But when I came to America, I came just to visit the country and I met my ex and he promised me a beautiful life, and one of those stories when the man gets really excited and he kind of wants you and he promises you and only God knows what happens afterwards. my relationship didn't end well, but the way it ended up being an abusive relationship, multiple order protections. My passport was taken away. I've been hit by the car. The attorneys who were supposed to protect me, they actually took advantage of me. I, I just was exposed to my ex, that relationship, right? And after that relationship, when I was trying to survive in this country, I ended up being under the bridge, right? Becoming friends with the homeless people. So end up being the person who can even prove the identity who I am. So when I got my citizenship in this country five years ago, I literally kissed the ground. I kissed every person on the street that I knew and I did not knew. I was just the happiest person on the planet to earn that citizen. Not going through Mexico Wall, not doing none of the crazy stuff, sneaking things. I did the right way, and the right way was blood and tears. So, and during that journey in America, I've been really targeted by human traffickers. Medical system failed me so much to the point where I couldn't function as a 25-year-old. When I say couldn't function, if you try to talk to me, I can't finish 3 sentences. I cough myself to death.
Hmm.
And God forbid you're gonna make me laugh. I can't laugh. Like my lungs were so infected, my kidney infected. I lost certain organs. Long story short is, the medical system failed me. The people that's supposed to protect me in the court systems are failed me. The
Mm-hmm.
attorneys failed me.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a lot of, and the jobs I'm supposed to get or job interviews, those are human trafficking agendas they had and whatever sets and the cults and whatever. Like, do you understand? A naive little girl comes in with the big heart to begin with these never lie, never steal kind of type of mindset from the parents, right? And now she's getting abused in this relationship. She gets out from this relationship and she's exposed to this world that she didn't know lie exists. They steal the whatever people would tell me, I would trust them.
Yeah.
There's no question. Right now, you tell me it's like good luck, I will trust you. Good luck. I wouldn't even eat your food you cooked for me. It's real. I trust nobody. Not that it's okay to live this way, but I'm also in a health space where I do the things that they don't want me to do. So, long story short is the injustice is a big thing for me. It triggers my nerve systems. I can't sleep anymore. I take it personally. Even happens to somebody else, it bugs me. So what happened when I healed myself and I got sick and tired of the sick care system and the medical system, I had to look for another option because I had no choice. I'm in the survival mode here, right? In this country, as I was fixing my life and healing and do. So I changed the lifestyle. And that changes of the lifestyle helped me to lead into the final being healthy human being. And it wasn't drugs. So God planted a seed that the God's way is the right way because everything I did was changing my nutrition, not eating whatever the government made in their laboratories and these Bill Gates agendas and the big pharmaceutical companies made product, Johnson and Johnson and Monsanto is involved in all kinds of drugs and pesticides and herbicides. I avoided all of it, changed my water, changed my diet, started eating living God's foods, the foods that God gave life to it. He provided life for the plants.
Yes.
So changed my life. And when it changed my life, it planted a seed in this brain. And then 5 years later, my mom got a cancer.
Oh no.
And they said she literally called me. My life was settled. I was living pretty decent life, got my jobs, got everything, was on the green card, was happy to pay my taxes, right? And all that stuff. So she called me and she says, I have a couple of 6 months left to live. You need to come back home. I want to spend time with you. And as she was telling me that, I literally experienced this beautiful vision where I saw my mom being healthy and I saw thousands of people, literally the same people that are healthy today. I saw their faces like 8 years ago around her from all over the world and being healthy too. Like I didn't know exactly what the health is. I didn't have the exact concept, but I saw everybody was holding tight and holding in happiness and joy and all of it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like my mom is going to be healed. My mom is going to be healed. I'm going to heal my mom. And then I'm going to use this knowledge to heal the rest. And my mom is just like crying from tears and sadness. I started crying as I was doing my smoothies and my shakes for my workouts and everything. I started crying. It's like, Mom, I said, oh my gosh, you're going to be healed. She's like, what are you talking about? You don't understand. I said, God finally answered my prayers. I've been begging God to tell me what is my purpose in life? What is my purpose in life? What is my purpose in life? When I finally settled this American dream, nice apartment, nice car, worked hard, got rid of all the BS I was going through and learned to be a tough woman, right? Learn to protect myself, learn to choose who is my friend, learn to connect with God in a deep levels, learn to trust God's plan. I said, Mom, the only one thing I was missing is who is Inesa? And I said, from the moment I saw that, I trusted the plan, and the plan still continues today. And the tens of thousands of lives are improved and saved, and you name it. And testimonies are heartbreaking how beautiful they are. It's like it's groundbreaking. It's people. There's a big change. But as I was investigating, and I left the country, by the way, the same day she said I'm cancer and I'm dying, and I said, no, you're not. You're absolutely not dying. By the way, just had a talk with my mom a couple minutes ago before I came here. She's fully alive, by the way. So she got healed, and I start using that knowledge and never ending research until today. The cancer, it's to be honest, I think God is using me, but I feel like I know what we're doing to these people to help them, but there's so much more to learn because this body is so intelligent, where I can't even take the credit that these people healed through me. I know he's using me, and I did 27,000 hours on global research and traveled the world and worked in places like Mexico and, on cancer, but I I feel like it's not me. It's me, but it's not me. I'm just doing the hard work. I'm just a labor. But God is downloading this information as He's putting me in front of the right people, in front of the right research, in front of Nobel Prize doctors in Japan. And, so I feel like I've just been very blessed. God gave me a mission. So as I was on this mission, or still I am, it's actually just getting bigger and deeper every day. I discovered one of the most hidden things that Rockefellers decided to hide from us.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a hidden system that is not so hidden, but has been hidden from you and your medical doctor, including medical schools. It's called endocannabinoid system.
Mm-hmm.
And that endocannabinoid system is developed by God from the moment you are born, or even before you're born. When the mother gives the breast milk to the baby, and they have this theory that the breast milk empowers, baby's immune system, maybe baby becomes very strong, especially longer you're breastfeeding your baby. Those are actually indigenous cannabinoids be giving for the baby to empower endocannabinoid system. So endocannabinoid system makes a rest of the systems in a human body to unshakable, unbreakable. And when I'm talking about the rest of the systems, I'm talking about hundreds, not even thousands of systems, including central nervous system, depends on endocannabinoid system. So these receptors are all over our body, and they're all controlled by one system. And that system is the main switch. Can you come back home, for example? And if you turn the candle on, you're still gonna see things around when the house is dark and there's no lights. And you turn the candle on, you're gonna be able to see something. But if I came back home and it turned the light switch on that has super bright lights all over the house, then everything turns on and I can see everything in the house. Same as endocannabinoid system. When the endocannabinoid system is strong, which is the most essential cannabinoid system, and the most essential system is in a human body, is endocannabinoid system, then the rest of the body and anything goes on in that body becomes strong, including your immune system, your gut, your brain, your IQ levels, your awareness, your connection with God. Like, it's thousands of the health benefits and systems are involved and connect to the main system. So these rich people that decided to control us very long time ago, as they told me 4 years ago, you guys are just a bunch of rats running on the street, pretend to be smart. I said, okay, I got it. I was like, I got your message, you know. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Um, so they decided to control us long time ago. So when they did the research and they understood essentials of endocannabinoid system, they realized they will never make money out of disease
That's right.
if the medical system will know about endocannabinoid system, because by fixing endocannabinoid system, you can fix almost everything else in the body. You see what I'm saying?
100%. And by the way, not only do I see what you're saying, I know that there's no money, but it's actually not true, but there's no money for the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds to be made if we're all healthy. So literally, they've made us sick on purpose through their food, through the water, through the air with chemtrails, through the vaccines. They're not vaccines, they're bioweapons masquerading as vaccines. And I think what's so interesting about this particular product is that, and I did not know this, cold preserved CBDA from 100% pure living raw hemp is the key. It's a big difference, right? CBDA versus CBD is a very big difference. And that's what I wanted to convey to the audience, because many people in my audience have tried CBD oil. CBDA versus CBD are two very different things, correct?
CBD is a drug that belongs to Food and Drug Administration, has nothing to do with the human body, and in my opinion, should never be in a human body. And the human body does not even really recognize the CBD, because every time I touched the CBD in the past, when I've been in the meetings and conferences, and he tried to put this phenomenal CBD under my tongue, I literally got sick. For real. I got sick. So the CBDA is the God's version. It is literally a God's version of the plant that our bodies and endocannabinoid systems are screaming and asking for. The problem is the CBDA, because it's a God's version, just like an apple, just like spinach, except apple doesn't have so much power over in the endocannabinoid system, right? Or the spinach doesn't have so much. I mean, there's a lot of great nutrients in it that helps all kinds of ways for the human body, but the CBDA cannot be patented and cannot be owned, but also empowers endocannabinoid system better than anything else on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it cannot be controlled. And about 5-6 years ago, I realized that. And I realized what they're doing. And I said, oh my gosh, they patented CBD as a drug, which is the own. If you're gonna Google, Mr. Google is gonna tell you CBD is a drug from patented by Food and Drug Administration. It's called drug for epilepsy. So what happens is now they control it, and I said probably one day they're gonna actually put on prescription for Medicare or something like that, right? So they control the substance. The body's really, it helps to improve, but it's really not doing the trick the way the full spectrum hemp oil does. Not any other kind of hemp oils, whatever, full spectrum. The original hemp, the one was given by God for thousands of years, the one that mother's breast milk is full of it. Okay, so what happens is they said we can't control, so they're gonna allow these companies to market CBD. When they have enough the market share, they're gonna pull this whole law and say you guys are done marketing our property, which is CBD is their property, and that's what they've been doing right now. They actually just announced it last month or month and a half ago for the first time in the human history. Trump on his socials, I think somewhere was posted on socials. There's a link I'm happy to share afterwards, or if you can go on Truth Show social. Trump posted about endocannabinoid system, and they just discovered this new thing that nobody knew about it. Somehow this lady Nesa with the accent from Lithuania that grew up in the middle of nowhere, you know, with no heat on it, like she figured out, like, but then we just science discovered, like, yeah, sure, like, come on, like, so I mean, what I'm trying to say here is like now they're pushing the CBD to be as Medicare.
Right.
And that's exactly what I said 5 years ago. But I'm so sorry, my friends. The CBD is just another drug, just like Valium, just like just any other drug that you get from your doctor. There's no difference. It has nothing to do with the plant. Because when you study the raw plant from the nature, the way I did, I traveled the country for that. I worked in every farm, in every production, in every laboratory. And I asked him, what is in these plants? And guess what? The raw plant doesn't have the CBD in it. The raw plant has CBDA, THCA, CBGA, acidic cannabinoids. Those are God's given, very powerful cannabinoids to heal your body, mind, and soul.
So powerful. I just enjoyed having you on today so very much. And I want to thank you for your time. I don't think I'm going to get Candace Owens on this show anytime soon. Her plate is very full, but I think you're a second best. I really, really enjoyed having you on. And you're a truth teller. We can feel the spirit of truth shining through you, Nesa. And I couldn't more highly recommend Nesa's hemp, guys. The links are below, including the best possible discounts, everything for Nesa's Hemp is located right below this video. So click on over there, click on it, head on over there to Nesa's Hemp to support Nesa in her mission to make America healthy again, essentially. I don't know if Bobby Kennedy can do it all by himself, Nesa, so I'm glad you're helping.
I'm trying very much so. I hopefully he will be alert to awareness I'm bringing, and I'm gonna try to do whatever it takes. He sees my side of the story, and hopefully he helps us to push this the right way. 100%. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. And Nesa, I won't dare try to pronounce your last name, but you have such a lovely accent. Could you pronounce it for me? I think we'd all love to hear it.
Ponomariovaite. So I tell people just call me Nesa P.
Love it. Love it. Nesa P. from Nesa's Hemp, the one, the only. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. God bless.
God bless. Friends, thanks so much. If you're still with us, we really do appreciate you too. And I'll leave a link to Candace's latest below so you can think for yourself. Watch and then think for yourself. I wouldn't listen to Tim Pool if I were you, personally. And I'll remind you guys every single day for free, check us out to get the real news, the antidote to corporate propaganda and mockingbird mainstream media lies 24/7 at sgtreport.com. God bless, guys. Bye-bye.
Nobody knows what's really going to happen, but everybody knows it has to happen. We can't continue to kick the can down the road with these lies and cheating and rigging markets and all that. That's got to end. And very interesting that JP Morgan is getting to this point where they didn't have any physical metal, so they had to mobilize the SLV silver. Basically that takes, it gives you a point of where we are in the silver market. There's literally no silver left other than this 400 million ounces that got rehypothecated.